Have you ever found yourself asking, why isn't my spouse doing any of this? Why is it always me? The cooking, the cleaning, the shopping, the school runs. It all falls on you. You are struggling to manage and your spouse doesn't seem to notice or care. If you have felt this way, you're not alone. Many people find themselves at a loss and wonder what they can do to even out the sharing of responsibilities with their spouse. If responsibilities are not shared, a feeling of resentment may build up in the overburdened spouse. Resentment, which is born of anger, can lead to bitterness and eventually hatred.
I hate you.
That's not ideal. So, how can you move from feeling you're doing all the work to a place of shared responsibility and mutual respect? Number 1, be clear about when you need help. This is communication 101. It may surprise you, but your spouse is not a mind reader. As obvious as something may seem to you, your spouse may be totally oblivious to it. Communicate clearly, describe the situation, and ask your spouse for help. Speaking from experience, whatever you do, don't speak in riddles and steer clear of sarcasm. If you're feeling frustrated, take a time out and approach your spouse when you're calmed down. In these situations, how you communicate is more important than the actual information you are relating. Number 2, allow your partner to do things their own way. This is assuming your partner has agreed to help. Bear in mind that this may be something your spouse is not used to doing. Also, your spouse is a grown-up. Treat them like one and let them decide on how they do whatever it is that needs doing. There are, after all, many ways to skin a cat. You already got what you want by getting your spouse to agree. So don't push your luck and try to dictate how they do the task. You may even have a better way of doing things, but let your spouse ask for help if they feel they need it. Don't volunteer unsolicited instructions. Again, I'm speaking from experience. Number 3, don't try to split everything exactly 50-50. Success in marriage has a lot to do with taking advantage of each other's strengths. You and your spouse's strengths are never going to be perfectly complementary. You may be more capable of more tasks, and that's okay. The trick is to find a balance of responsibility that does not leave either one of you feeling overburdened. Numerically, it may be 60-40, 55-45, or whatever it is. The key is to make sure you're both happy with it. Number 4, don't wait for a fight to bring up concerns. It's always easier to discuss your concerns with someone who is in a good mood. A concern does not have to lead to a fight. Use some tact and, equipped with your knowledge of your spouse, address the issue in the most amicable manner possible. Remember, you want to solve your problem and not create another one. Number 5, create your own rules. Most successful relationships have unique ways of doing things. Working within the context of mutual love and respect, happy couples tend to do things their own way. Rather than compare themselves with another couple, they tailor their approach to sharing responsibilities in a way that fits their unique pairing. There is a peculiar pleasure that comes from non-conformance to the so-called societal norms, especially when it comes to responsibilities in the home. As long as you and your other half are happy with how you do things in your home, then gladly ignore what anyone else has to say on the subject. In summary, sharing responsibilities in a healthy and sustainable manner boils down to this. Number 1, be clear when you need help. Number 2, don't tell your spouse how to do things. Number 3, don't expect a 50-50 split of the duties. And number 4, don't wait for a fight to bring up concerns. And lastly, create your own rules. strongest communities share responsibilities for the good of all. Marriage is a community of two. To have a thriving marriage, sharing responsibilities is not optional, it's mandatory.